Carlos Lin from Paraguay. My main job is IT, and since 2008, work with Compiere until last year as a official partner. And okay, and these days working on dashboard and Pentaho ETL. The reason we choose Pentaho ETL is we need the last year we need move from Compiere to iDempiere, and we have a lot of problem with import process, especially on tax. We have 8-10 different tax for different locations, and the import process, the import business partner existing on the iDempiere is not so perfect. Sometimes miscalculated tax, sometimes means location, or miss country, something like that. So to solve our problem, we start using ETL Compiere to create two things. One is a data lake to use with BI. We use with Power BI, Metabase, and Pentaho. And the second is to fix import errors. And that's the way I think a lot of us had the same pain, and we have to fix some specific type of tax calculation, repost some specific documents, and we can do it in a quick way. Okay, about Pentaho. Pentaho is a suite of tools. It has a BI server. Report designer is a Jasper report base. We have schema editor, report editor, and toolset called C tools that you can edit and publish dashboard and control with the access with a single sign-on. Okay. So Pentaho has several tools, as I say, and one of the more important is data integration. Is ETL tools can accept multiple source, big data enabled, and REST API. And also you have a lot of additional tools to create summaries, sub-reports, aggregations, dimensions, etc. How it works? It read from different source, then prepare the data with transformation. You can add analytic inside, and then export it to a destination. What we can do with this? So we can get public data from internet. We can read some IoT tables, CSV files, or standard database. You condense it, combine it, deduplicate it, and send it to a data lake. Okay. So what you can see with the Pentaho, you can see vendors information with integration of storage, China ABC, retail office, sales data. We can integrate all together in one. Some use for real world is inventory forecasting. It's a very good tool for this kind of need. How it works is a standard ETL. You read from different source, transform it, and load. About the strategies, how to create your data lake. Basically, we split it in 3 steps. The raw data that you get from your ERP, we call it bronze. Okay. In this stage is replication to replication, nothing happened. After replicating informations, you pre-process your data as a view or something something like a materialized view. We call it silver. It's accurate data, but it's not ready to use for dashboard yet. Then you create aggregations for different roles, for different users and different departments, and that information is what you show in a standard viewer. And in that section we call it gold section. Okay, so the strategy must be first replicate bronze from your ERP, then create the data as a silver. For example, you have customer with city table, with country table, and you have a silver customer that has all information. Then you create a gold version of customer with how it works, last buy, total sales, etc. This is how we look as a data lake replication. Yeah? This is a bronze version. Right? So we try to replicate C invoice and C invoice line. Okay. The only step that you have to do is select where and select where to write, and the system will take care of difference, what need to insert, what need to update. Okay. In a real world, we have about almost 1 billion lines in our database, and we test a lot of BI, including Power BI. If we do direct reading from bronze or silver, it's almost impossible to see the information. So we do first the replication, and then we treat it inside the data lake for silver and gold. Another way to integrate with iDempiere is executing a swap procession. It's a swap code standard. Pentaho works as flow, very similar as others. So if there's no line to start, you have to generate one row to start running. It's like a train. No? Then you can add constants, get variables, create a JSON for BP location, and send it for to process a BP location, and then read the result and see if it's okay or not okay. In the case, we need to recalculate the tax of an invoice. So we send calculate tax with the invoice ID. Okay. To execute REST API from iDempiere is several very similar. We have a login. After login, we get the credentials of the token and execute the query. Now, this sample how we use Pentaho to migrate Compare to iDempiere. So we have 2 instances of Compare. So we read from 2 different databases, combine it, and then in the other hand we get the login acquire the token, and in the iDempiere we check if the data is existent, and after we check if data is existent, we decide to run a post for a new or a put for a update. Okay? And what's next for this is Pentaho. We can use it as a tool to create that data lake, to replicate data lake, to refine data lake. Pentaho has a fork on Apache called Apache Hub. The files on Pentaho can be imported directly on the hub to run it. Okay. And after the data lake, you can use Metabase, superset leader, and Pentaho as main. Okay.
Is Metabase still supported, or is it Metabase is still supported?
Yes.
I thought they stopped.
No, I have a new version. We tested with a new version 2 months ago.
So they're still developing Metabase?
Yes, but they're very slow. The problem with Metabase is the control of access to data aggregation.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Role level security.
Not good. But in Pentaho, it's very good. Pentaho, you have a tool called aggregation designer. You design aggregation. Sellers can see own store, manager can see regional store, and director can see country. And you have the aggregation with the level, and depending on the login, you see what your aggregation is. Okay. Well, I will show you a little bit how it's easy in real life work with okay, this one is let's see, starting with data lake. Okay, what we just define is where to read. Okay, as connection and the SQL. I have a limit of 1,000 lines to be fast. Okay. Then you have the destination and the name. As you see, this table, this table still not exists. Here. Refresh. Still not exists in a database. Okay. So what you need to do is run the SQL, execute it. Okay. Any second. Run the SQL, execute. Okay. Then you will get the tables created. Okay. You have the boss table created. Then just run it. You have a metric of what is running or performance, okay? And that is only, that is, no, okay, stop it. syslog and did not define the location of remote syslog. Okay. Okay, that's how 1,000 line was replicated. We use this tool to replicate 700 million lines in 2 hours, 2 hours and a half. So it's a very good tool. Now, other application that we found is this one. We read from an Oracle database, second Oracle database, combine it, read from iDempiere, check if it exists. If it exists, do nothing. If not exists, transfer 100,000 or 1 million line per time. Okay, and here we create a login with a trace, get the authentication token, and if it has a new one, call the post. If it's not a new one, call the boot to update. Okay, and this one is how we read from iDempiere price list. Okay, so you can see a preview of data. And we log in to a read server and read the information we have. And you can preview the data, how you read. And if you need, this one is to process calculate tax. We have several invoices with wrong tax, so wrong posting, and we need to correct that. 100 is too much, so we select, we create a parameter with the invoice ID, okay, and we call this process several times with another process selecting the target invoice ID. And this one will call, we wait for responsive and say is it okay or not okay. And this one, we have a lot of problem with conversion rate. So we send conversion rate to iDempiere, sync with the central bank every day. And this one is a second application, is a factory, a bottling factory, and in 5 minutes we read each 5 minutes we read bottom line. This is a real time. This takes some time. So you take the last reading, insert on the data lake, and then after the data lake is finished, we have a wait, the IoT. When it's finished, run the read. And this is the reading. Now, this is the last reading. So a quantity in a different sector of line of production. And with this we can insert IoT directly to iDempiere, running a mesh process. Okay, that's the idea. And what I think is, just as Thomas said, we should work in a group and make the standard dashboards for iDempiere standards that comes out of box, solve 80% of problem. I have some ideas that we do with we do Pentaho. For example, this one is selling. Is this shape we call it sunburst. I think it's same as yours.
Yeah, sunburst.
So category you can select here. Yes. If you like to see per quantity, per value, or for sales territory, the years, category, if mouse over, and depend on the login, the version of dashboard. Okay. This one. These two, you can create a deep link and share it with your customer. This one today is still morning there, it's not open yet. This one of store, the category of sales, and the table of sales. So you can see what is the bigger price, what is sell most, what have the tax more, and you can click it in one category and view it. It's same as superset. Okay. Now there is administration with all the user role integrated, and you can integrate with LDAP of iDempiere. So you don't need to create a user in both sides. You can use the iDempiere user. The second thing I think is very interesting is a scheduling. All the ETL, all report, or any one of them, you can create and make a schedule, run it as a schedule time, send email of result to anyone. So we have example attendance. At 10 of morning, we send of each sector who came to work, who delayed to arrive, who is on vacation, who is absent, and the regional chief have to validate. So any, you can schedule, and you can also have a person folder for each person to have personalized report. Okay. And also you can create ETL and make it as this one seeks products and sales. Okay. And it's scheduled to run each 10 minutes. But if you want it now, you can come here. If you have the level, then just run, open, running background, and that's all we're doing. So has the control level is very good. And if this document you need to keep it hidden for user simply does not see the ETL, only see the report results. Okay, any question about?
Is it open source version or?
Yes, that's a good question. Good question. I was start working with Pentaho since 2015, something like that, and was 2015 was by Hitachi. And Hitachi renamed it as Hitachi Vantara, and this version is the free open source version. The version 10 has a BSL license, and you have, of course, a paid version. But paid version is quite expensive. It's 50,000 over. NASDAQ use Pentaho for controlling. Hitachi use Pentaho for controlling trends. But there is a fork of the Pentaho in Apache called Apache Hop. The files are exchangeable. You can use Pentaho design and run it in Apache. But version 9 is open source and is public.
And the paid version is how expensive? Just
$50,000 per year for a small company.
how many?
50,000. We ask and never use. It's too expensive, more expensive than Power BI.
And Apache Hub is for all the. I think I don't need that.
Yes, it doesn't work.
I would like to ask if Apache Hub is a fork of Pentaho server, or is a fork of Pentaho Kittle?
No,
or the
okay.
suite?
Okay. Pentaho has several tools.
Yeah.
Okay, and the Pentaho Kittle is Pentaho Hub. Okay.
Kittle is Hub.
Hub. Okay.
Just Kittle.
Yeah, I see. File make on Kittle ends as KTL. You can run it on Hub. Import and run. And there's another tools on Pentaho that is not in Apache, but you have a superset for dashboards, and you have Kafka, Kafka, Camel, Kafka. You use Kafka for that, for transformation.
Any question? If not, then thanks.
Okay.
Thank